Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're here live today at Money 2020. And with me, my first victim of the day. Good morning, Karl. Karl Naim, everybody. He's the CCO of XBTO. Very nice meeting you, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Pleasure to have me this morning.
How's everything?
Not too bad, can't complain.
It's not too busy this morning just
not,
yet.
Not yet, not yet.
It's coming,
but,
it's coming.
I guess it's coming, yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about, obviously, the company and what is it that you do?
Sure, I mean, XBTO is a full suite digital asset provider. We cater to institution and high net worth individuals, family offices. And we offer everything from custody and trading of digital assets to tokenization to funds and investment vehicles for people to invest in the space.
Amazing. Is this the future of money?
It is definitely the future of money, or at least it's the birth of a new asset class that now is becoming more and more a part of investors' portfolio. So like equities, fixed income, real estate, digital assets are becoming part of investment portfolios.
And how do you make sure that all of that is secure? Because, you know, the more we use AI and the more data grows, the more we have the question above our head, which is,
I mean,
how can we control it, right?
There's different ways. I mean, people are, at least institutional investors, are concerned about custody and security of safekeeping of those assets. So I think there's enough players out there, including ourselves, that offer institutional grade custody, cyber protection that institutions are getting more and more comfortable with. I mean, the likes of Mubadala, the likes of other sovereigns or banks. I mean, RAG Bank started using Bitpanda for custody and trading. So you're seeing more and more of these big institutional players that are getting more and more comfortable with.
Yeah. One more question for you: are digital assets something that we can pass on generationally?
That's the main purpose, or one of the reasons why, I mean, the blockchain has come, right? It's more about. It's not just for digital assets, it's also for supply chain and others, right? It's getting rid of all this paperwork, paper trail, middleman, and all of that. And I always say to people that have kids, you know, if there was one thing you would invest in if you want to keep something for your kid, it's not the S&P or the stocks, but it's buying a Bitcoin and letting it grow over time, yeah.
Okay, so you do think it's going to grow in the future?
We haven't. I mean, that's my...
Because they're limited from what I know, right?
So what is limited is the supply of Bitcoin out there, but everyone, or I mean, the consensus is that price of Bitcoin is going to continue growing because it's a supply-demand play, and since we see more and more institutional adoption, more and more investors are buying into it, so that's the narrative behind it.
Okay, great. It's good to know. So I have a couple of question cards here for you, just because I know you were in the startup world before, you were a founder, and we are entrepreneur at the end of the day, so you're going to have to pick a couple of questions and answers on the go. Once you do, you can read it out loud.
Great, let's start with the first one. Oh, wow, that's perfect.
There you go.
So what's one trait every founder must have? I think from my learning, being a multiple-time entrepreneur, failed along the way, I think one of the main traits is resilience.
Okay.
The reason why is it's never going to be a straight road to the top. It's most often than not a straight road down before it starts going up. So I think resilience
it's a lonely journey.
It's a very lonely journey. I was an entrepreneur for the past 10 years. And when people were asking me, what are you doing? And it was just about that.
Yeah.
It wasn't about personal life. So the work-life balance as an entrepreneur doesn't really exist. No matter how much people believe in that. That becomes your baby. So I think resilience is one of the main traits.
All right, interesting. One more question for you. You can choose.
Will AI take more jobs than it creates?
The billion-dollar question.
The billion-dollar question, and that's obviously my personal answer, but yes, I think it will take more job than it creates. If anything, I think it's a concern.
Okay.
Going forward, I mean, we see everything starting to be more automated, and agentic AI, and all of that. You will always need humans, right, around that, but a lot of the jobs around, manufacturing, supply chain, and all of that are going to be taken over. So I think if people are saying, at least in my years when I was younger, so going to university at early 2000s, it was all about engineer or computer science. Now it should be all about how to prompt AI, how to manage AI and work with AI.
We have to be trained. and
We
not
do
fear
have to
it,
be
right?
trained. It's
Be
not just about
educated.
ChatGPT prompts. There's much
There's
more than that.
a lot more to it.
So
yeah.
yes, unfortunately, it will take more jobs than it creates.
Right, right. One last question for you. What sort of advice would you give to young entrepreneurs?
I think young is the key word. I think one thing I became an entrepreneur when I was 30. I wish I had started earlier.
Really? But do you think investors would have trust in you? Because I've watched a lot of videos where investors are like, would you rather pick somebody that's 45 that has experience, has money, has, you know, the capacity to do certain things better than a young person? And a lot of investors usually pick the ones that are 45 and not the ones that are 20.
I think it depends the type of startup you're trying to build and the sector you're getting in. But I'm not saying that you'll be successful on your first one, but I think one thing, you know, I did it for 10 years. Now I'm kind of in a scale-up role.
You would have started earlier, right?
If I had started earlier, I think I would have had it in me to continue. And even though I still think about, you know, sometimes ideas, but I think starting early and not fearing of starting early, because you'll always find something.
Right.
And I think a startup experience, at least when we hire today, I value that a lot.
Right.
Someone that's gone out there, that's done it all, even though if they failed, they build this kind of tough skin and they never take no for an answer, which is a great quality in a lot of the roles.
Right, and I believe a lot of Gen Zs do want to become entrepreneurs one day. We see it more and more. Thank you so much, Karl. It was an absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Thanks for having me.
And best of luck.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Shukran.